So the Atman's various roles, role playing. The Atman plays roles. Wearing the costume of the Stula Sharira, Sushma Sharira and Karana Sharira, Atman is playing various roles. When you wear the Stula Sharira, he is the waker, Sushma Sharira is the dreamer, Karana Sharira is the sleeper. And when he realizes all these sharis are myth or mithya, they come and go, they are not absolutely real. When he realizes that, then he moves to the fourth stage of consciousness. And while he is wearing these bodies, he may move from one body to another body. Stula, Sushma, Karana, Sharira, and Sharira Andara. Another Sharira also he can move, the Atma. So we are immortal, that's the idea being given there. So from this Atman was born all the elements and the elementals and all the 14 logas, everything is born from this Atman. That's why we say the world is Vishnumayam, Chinmayam, Chidvilasam, etc. The world is a play of consciousness. So the Brahman, the Atman, which is very subtle, Tada Tomeva, that is me, that's my essential nature. So whenever you say I, though apparently you refer to the body or the mind or memory or the ego, the true meaning of the I is something beyond all this. That one has to realize. And in that realization is your freedom, your moksha, your bliss and your beatitude. So Tumeva, Tada Tumeva, that you are is being repeated. Now, let's read the 17th verse. Jagra Swapna Sushuptyadi Prapanjam Yat Prakashade Tad Brahmahamidi Jnatva Sarvabandhai Pramuchyade. The question is that, what is that light? What is that light in which Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti experiences are available or shining up? There should be some lights of consciousness which awares, which experiences these three states, Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti. So that light in which the Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti appear and disappear, because when Jagrat comes, Swapna disappears. When Swapna comes, Jagrat disappears. So they are mutually exclusive. They sublate each other. You cannot be both a dreamer and a waker unless you are in a Vedanta class. There you can be both the dreamer and waker, because you don't know whether you are dreaming or waking, or you are not clear. But otherwise, they are distinct experiences. The waker has to disappear when the dreamer appears. When the dreamer has to disappear when the sleeper appears. Sleeper has sleep experience, dreamer has dream experience, waker has waker experience. So this entire complex, dreaming, waking, sleeping, all these are illumined by what power? That's called Brahman. It is in that Brahman these appear and disappear. Therefore that Brahman is your essential nature. Tada Brahma ahamidi jnatva. By knowing that, sarvabandhehi pramuchyade. You are liberated from all bondages. So sarvabandhehi pramuchyade. So bandhai means this attachment, thinking that these are real, these are useful, thinking that you attach with them. Now you are not attached. You allow them to come and go. You don't try to stop them. You let them flow. When you let them flow, then you are free. If you stop them, then you are bound. So therefore, let these experiences keep flowing. Watch them, enjoy them, and then you are free from them. Tat sarvabandhehi pramuchyade. Continuing. Trishu dhamasu yad bhogyam भोक्ता भोगश्च यद्भवेत् तेभ्यो विलक्षणः साक्षी चिन्मात्रोऽहं सदा शिवः. So earlier it was that Brahma Aham, that Brahma Aham. So he uses the word Brahma, Chida, Shiva, various words are used to indicate this state. So in this mantra, Trishu Dhamasu Yada Bhogyam Bhokta Bhogascha, the Tribudi. Tribudi means experiencer, experienced object, and experiencing. That is called Tribudi. So, Trishu Dhamasu, in these three stages, what are the three stages? Dream, sleep, and waking. These are the three stages or three theaters. Trishu Dhamasu Yada Bhogyam. What is Bhogyam? What is experienced in the waking and dream and sleep state? Bhogyam. Bhokta, the experiencer, the dreamer, waker, and sleeper. Bhoga, the experience, the connection between them. So all this is called the Tribudi, experiencer, experienced object, and experiencing, meaning their encounters, their interactions. So when I eat my breakfast, breakfast is the bhogyam, which I enjoy. And I, the eater of the breakfast, is the bhokta. And my taste buds enjoying the food, and then I say it is a good breakfast. That experience is called bhogam, bhoga. So bhogam, bhokta, bhogyam. So in the dream state, the dreamer is the bhokta, dream world is the bhogyam, and dreaming is the bhogam. Similarly in the waking world and the sleep world. Now for example, my words are food for you. You are listening to the words of the speaker. So these words which you are listening is bhogyam. Bhogyam means that which you enjoy. And you, the one who listen, is called the bhokta. And the experience that you generate as a result of this encounter is called bhogam. So waking world. Similarly the dream world. Similarly the sleep world. So collectively you can say the waking world, dream world, sleep world, whatever you experience is called bhogyam. Collectively you can say the dreamer, waker, sleeper is called the bhokta. Collectively the dream contact, the waking contact, and the sleep contact is called bhogam. So bhokta, bhogam, bhogyam. Bhogascha yad bhaved. Tebhyaha vilakshanaha. I am separate from all this. Isn't it? When you listen to the speaker, you know you are listening the words. You are listening. You know you are listening, you are not hearing the words. Isn't it? And you know you are listening, not anybody else. Is it not clear? So you know that the words are listened by you. You know that you are listening the words. You know you are listening the words, nobody else. So that I listen these words. All the three are illumined in consciousness. That is why it becomes experience. Otherwise it doesn't become experience. Otherwise it will be a mechanical process. So since you aware all this, you are aware, even the awarer of the words. Since you do all that, you are other than all this. Meaning you are not the waker, not the sleeper, not the dreamer, because they appear and disappear in you like waves appear and disappear in an ocean. That is freedom. That knowledge is freedom. There is no other freedom. Otherwise we are all bound. This knowledge is true moksham. So tebhyaha vilakshanaha sakshiyaham. So you become a sakshi, a witness. Sakshiyaham. And that sakshi is chinmatraha, chid, pure consciousness. That's me. Sada Shiva. So as a chid, I am always Shiva, at peace, peaceful, blissful. Shiva means blissful, peaceful, auspiciousness. So I am the pure consciousness, not the body, not the mind. So this you have to repeat again and again. That is what this meditation is all about. Repeat Shivoham, 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 and see that truth. Not Shava. You are not a Shava. Shava means the body. Shava means the mind. Because they are born and they appear and disappear. They are subject to birth and death. That's why they are called Shava. So I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am not the ego, I am not memories, because they appear and disappear. I am the one who knows all this. So that way, Chinmatraha Aham Sada Shivaha. This is for meditation. This is for your experience. So when you sit in meditation, you are using these words to understand who you really are. So you are the Sakshi, the witness. Continuing. Mayyeva sakalam jadam, mayi sarvam pratisthidam, mayi sarvam layam yadi, tad brahma dvayamasmyaham. All these are meditation verses. Mayi eva sakalam jadam. In me everything is born. Thoughts, emotions, experiences, everything is born in me when I wake up. Mayi eva sakalam jadam, mayi sarvam pratisthidam, and all are experienced in me. They appear in me, they exist in me. It's not like, when you produce a child, the child doesn't exist in you, child goes away from you. But here it is born from the self, exists in the self, exists in me, pratisthidam, mayi eva layam yadi. So the idea is, when you wake up, thoughts arise in you. First is the ego, I. The first thing which appears when you wake up is the I thought, isn't it? You stretch yourself, wake up, open your eyes. First thing is I thought, I am thought comes. Then I need a cup of coffee, thought comes. Coffee thought comes. Then, but there is no sugar. You try to put a cup of coffee together, but then you see there is no sugar or milk. Then, let me go to the shop, thought comes. When you go there, the shop is closed, band. Then your political thought comes. This way your mind expands from one to the other. Like a spider creates his web, jumping from here to there, you create a web of the world. And then after some time, by evening, you are so tired, you go to slowly, thought after thought leaves you. All collapse. And finally, the last thought when you go to sleep is the I thought. Last thought is, I want to sleep, I want to sleep, I want to sleep. Then sleep also goes, I, and then you. So I thought, the other thoughts, and then based upon that more thoughts, so you create the web of life like that. So from that standpoint, you create your world like a spider, then you get caught up in that web, and then some innocent bugs come and get caught up, then you eat that bug. So you become a predator. There is a prey and predator relationship. And ultimately you yourself, then let's say cat comes and licks you up, and the spider also is gone. This is how the world is all about. So really you are free above